everybody, this is Linda Israel, and I'm here today to share with you how I make an artist trading card with the theme white background. We do a drawing every week for an artist trading card trade at my office, and this theme this week was white background, which can be quite daunting because there wasn't a secondary theme with that. You don't know what else to put on there. So I chose to do something a little bit creative in my mind anyway, and here's what I came up with. I cut out a dress out of fabric. I hand stamped on the background, and I used these little bitty clothespins and some jute and made a clothesline. So come along with me and I'll show you how I used these unique items to make my artist trading card with the theme white background. I've got my supplies laid out here, and what I want to do is I want to take this fabric and cut a dress shape out of it. Before I started the video, I took a piece of paper and folded it in half and cut out a dress shape so I could get the basic idea of what I wanted. I'm going to leave it folded in half and then fold my fabric in half, lay it on here like so, and then I've used a fabric pencil to trace around my image so that now I have an outline, and I'm going to cut this out with a pair of sharp scissors like so, and it helps to watch what you're doing so you don't cut yourself. And I just freehand drew the dress. It wasn't from a pattern or anything. I just decided that this looks good to me, that's what I want, and drew it out. And then I cut it just so I could have a basic dress. So there's my basic dress shape, which is a little bit of a V-neck. Now the fabric is flimsy, and I want to make that fabric a little bit stiffer. So I have some matte medium that I picked up at the local hobby store. And I'm going to take my paintbrush and just a little bit of this matte medium, and I'm going to paint that onto the dress. And what this will do is act like a fabric stiffener. So it'll stiffen up that fabric and it won't flop around so easily when I use this on my card. Like so. And this will take a couple of minutes to dry. I'm going to let it air dry for a moment, and then I'll speed it up in just a moment with my heat gun. So I'm going to set this aside and wipe up my work surface and continue on. Before I started the video, I cut a piece of watercolor paper to 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and I've picked out a couple of my good tried and true rubber stamps that I really like. One of them is clouds. They're from Dots or Close to My Heart Designs, and I have some distressed inks. What I want to do is take this cloud design and then stamp it a couple of times across the top. And then I have a piece of felt that I've mounted onto a spool with a piece of Velcro. And I just want to pick up some of the color off of that ink pad and just lightly distress my paper so that it has just a little bit of blue in the background. So it's no longer just white anymore. It just has a little bit of color in the background. And that's all that I'm going to use of the blue. And then I have a jelly roll pen. You can see that. This one's called Clear Star. It's one of my favorite ones. And I want to go around the cloud. Just give it a little bit of a sparkle or highlight. Like so. I like to add just a little bit of glitter to my artist trading cards. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll see that I like to add just a little bit of sparkle because I think everything deserves to have just a little bit of sparkle and shine. I'm going to set this stamp aside, and then I have 2 more distressed inks in Shabby Shutter and peeled paint. I'm going to take this grass image and stamp it across the bottom a couple of times using the 2 different ink colors so that it gives a nice texture. Then I have another block that I have mounted a piece of felt as well. I'm going to ink up the bottom so it has just a little bit of color across the bottom. My dress is going to be hanging on a clothesline, so I have a piece of jute, or some people call it rope, and I want to put that across my top. So I'm going to cut a piece of this off and get that ready. My dress is drying just a little bit. It's almost dry. I'm going to heat this to speed it up with my heat tool. I don't want to keep the heat tool in one place for very long because it will cause the medium to bubble up just a little bit. It's almost dry. And it gives that just a little bit more body than just the plain fabric. I cut a piece of fabric that I want to use as an apron across the bottom. I'm going to use some tacky glue and make a little bead of glue down each side of the dress where I want to glue my apron in place on the sides, like so. And then I'm going to go around to the other side. Do the same thing. And then I want to push this down in the middle, but have it somewhat even on each side. So, putting a little blob of glue in the center, and then in between each one, putting a little dab of glue, and then pushing these down, like so. So it'll give it that pleated effect. I like the Aleene's glue because it dries fairly quickly, and unlike hot glue, I can stick my fingers in it and I won't burn myself. I have burnt myself numerous times with hot glue, and it is not fun, let me tell you, to burn yourself with hot glue. So that is tacked down. I'm going to take another bead of glue on top, like so, because I want to put a piece of ribbon over the top of my, what I call my apron piece. Just tack that into place, like so. I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and from the back side I'll trim off the ribbon in excess. I have a little hangover on my apron. Turn this around. I'm trying not to cut my dress. There. Okay. So there is the first part of my dress. I tied a little bow before I started the video. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back side of my bow to help it hold into place on the front of my dress, like so. I think it needs a little bling on the front, so I'm going to put a little rhinestone right here in the center. like so. And I think we're almost ready to start putting her all together on her clothesline. I have a piece of jute. I have these little bitty clothespins. So mount that on that side at an angle. Do the same on this side. So I've got that going across there. And then I have my card with the white foundation, like so. And to get the jute to stick on the back, I have a piece of tape that I cut. So I will take this and fold it across like so. Got a piece of this paper tape. Then I'll make some adjustments. We don't want her blowing away in the breeze. And there is my artist trading card. With a white background. I hope you like it. It's something different, using a little bit of mixed media fabric and paper and the jute and the little wooden clothespins. Thanks for watching today. Make sure that you watch my Ustream. I am going to be live on April the 5th, which is a Tuesday night next week. Make sure you watch because I will be making live these little metal tags, and I will be giving one away as well as some other items. If you come watch, you might win something. Thanks again for watching today. Have a great day and do something amazing. Bye.